Hi friends, welcome back. I have lots of scraps and I would like to use them in some foundation paper piecing. And I got this book from the thrift store and it comes with a CD. You can print your pages and they do not have directions. However, in this particular case, the one I'm choosing to do today, a very simple design, and so it'll be very easy to know what parts to do first and what parts to do second, etc. Because typically in foundation paper piecing, when you get a pattern, the pattern designer has worked out what sections of the pattern need to go together in portions, and then they're sewn together to complete the block. But because this is relatively simple, I think it's going to be fairly easy to figure out what to do with it. So let's let the FPP fun begin. So that was a lot of fun. I did wind up with my cute little finished block. These are 6.5 inches. The book is called The Quilt Block Bible 200 Plus Traditionally Inspired Quilt Blocks from Rosemary Young. And when you buy the book, it should come with a CD-ROM, and that's got 202 classic quilts. I know it says classic, but in the back, there's actually some modern makers that are referenced in here. There's actually, where is it? Oh, goodness. Sarah Young's and Jean Matta. And here's a fig tree sampler. Really pretty. All just using the quilt blocks. So great, right? You just got to print it up. So when you're making them, just keep in mind that start off with a less complicated one. They do not have the seam allowances on them. So you have an option. You can either cut it up, and it takes a few minutes to look at it and figure out which direction to start in. It just takes a few minutes and a little trial and error. And especially if you're just using some older scraps that you're not married to anymore, you can certainly just do some figuring, and it is so much fun to put that together. You just have to remember to add your seam allowances. So if what you want to do is print out an original one piece of paper with the pattern on it, and then cut them out, and then you can trace them on another piece of paper with an added seam allowance if that is something that you'd like to do. If you're going to just do a couple of blocks a week, almost like the style of a quilt along, then that would be really fun. That would give you enough time to go ahead and print them and add the seam allowance. Takes a few minutes on a 6.5-inch block, and then go from there and just make a couple a week or one a week if that's your pace. And before you know it, you'll have a beautiful, beautiful foundation paper piece quilt. I am kind of toying with the idea of doing a little quilt along from that book because it's easily available and you can get it on the used market pretty easy. So I'm going to investigate that and I will let you all know. In the meantime, thanks for coming and I'll see you next time. Bye.